Hello and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons, Planescape, Torment, the Enhanced Edition. And if you continue to hear me cough, I apologize. Spring is in the air. And that means everything else that's been floating in the air. Ugh. Are you the one that signed the dead contract with Angyar? Mayhap? I do not recall the name, however. Do you have that contract with you? Morton frowns, looks in the fold of robes. I do not normally keep the documents with me, but it may be that sheet of paper from his robes leaping through it. No, I do not have it on me. Would you like me to fetch it from one of the back rooms? Yeah, if you could, I would like to see it. Hold on a moment. Steps the table apart.
Updated my journal.
While Mortai returns, dusty piece of parchment in his hands. He holds it up, allowing you to see it, but he doesn't allow it to leave his grip. Look over the parchment. There, sir. Angyar, a very somber fellow, quick to sign. Now, much richer fellow. Glance over the contract. It looks genuine, very official. Very well, looks in order. Morty puts the contract away and notice he touches it into his robe instead of putting it into the back room. Morty collects his tongue. Does that answer your question about the contract? Well, I would like to settle the contract. I'm afraid that's impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. This is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. Morley chews it over for a moment. Looks like you've negotiated in the corner. I cannot. It's a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings in order to reach the true death. I cannot... bluff or truth. I suggest you hand over the contract now, or I'll put you where you stand. So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment. Look, this is not how you're making it out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. Morty glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it. By the nine hells, reaches into his room and throws the contract at you. Here! All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone! I will leave. For now. Farewell, Morty. Yay! And we did that without having to, hurt anybody or steal things. So, let's see. Our inventory should have, dead contract, crisp apartment, just a musty smell about it like it's been stored in an attic for too long. What you can make out from the tiny cramped writing, the document seems to be a contract between two parties, Dustman faction, a man named Angyar, in exchange for 30 copper pieces. They were offering me 50. You again. Can make to surrender more contracts in the name of the Dustman faction? Brown says, well, no matter what number, what pass is pass. What is it I may do for you? I had some questions. Let's see. I think I've already asked about Farad. On the collectors. Emmerich, yeah. Other questions? Tell me about the patrons here. Can you tell me about awaiting death? Trouble initiated. He seeks death with a passion that is most inappropriate for a dustman. Are dustmen not allowed to feel passions? Oh my, yes. Too much passion, too much emotion prevents one from reaching the true death. To be passion runs contrary to the philosophy of our faction. True death? True death is a state of peaceful oblivion all dustmen aspire to, and help all others reach. Anything that ties a soul to this life can be shunned by our faction, whether they are ties to possessions or emotions. You see, passions act as an anchor to the soul, preventing it from reaching the true death. Very bad, very bad. Some other questions. I might like to sign the contract you mentioned. Sign here and there and there. You know, you show more emotions than other dustmen I've met. I trust you mean no offense, sir. Um, is there a problem? Oh my, yes. Too much passion, too much emotion prevents one from reaching true death. Be passionate runs contrary to the philosophy. Okay, farewell then. Is there something wrong? Forgive me, I must ask you. Sure we haven't met before? Possibly, I do not recall you. Well, no matter. Farewell. Well, maybe I can help awaiting death calm. Can I ask you some questions? Farewell. Sure. I mean, I guess eventually, yeah. Do you? Yes. Why do you want to die? Because it's denied for me. This alone makes me want to. That's kind of true. There's something missing inside of me. I'm here speaking with you, yet still somehow I feel hollow inside. No matter what I do, I cannot shake this feeling. I think death may be preferable. I think it's possible I may learn something about myself in death I cannot learn in life. Yeah, no. Maybe. Learn something about myself in death I cannot learn in life. Does not respond. Do you want to die? Is that why you asked? Yes. Why do you want to die? Well then, why haven't you done it already? Been looking for a means to end my life. Would you kill me? No. Very well, leave me. Okay. Ooh, copper eyes. Tall, silent figure, easily patched for a statue. Deep furrow in his face. Dull sheen of copper in his eyes. Greetings. Old copper eyes stares at you. Eyes difficult. Have some questions. Never mind then. And Emmerich. Heavy-set man with dark skin and green features. He's dressed in dustman's robe and regarding you with a stony gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost, the man's voice is stone-settling. Does the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Who are you? I am Emmerich, Factorum and initiate to the fourth circle. Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. Positive, if to emphasize a point. Dustmen, here are my students. They are under my protection. Can I ask you some questions? Emmerich waits. Searching for Farad. I would like to know why you seek the collector Farad. I think he stole something from me. Doesn't seem to blink. Why do you want to know my business with Farad? Collector Farad has brought many corpses from the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies come from. Perhaps I could see where the bodies are from. How would you do such a thing? I would track down Farad and ask him. If you spoke with the Collector Farad and returned with his answers, you have done a great service for the Dustman. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. Very well. I'll find Farad, speak to him, and find out where these dead bodies he brings you are from. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the Collector Farad's answers. Now, can you tell me where he is? It's not known to me where the Collector Farad is. He hides from the eyes of the Dustman. I would seek other collectors and ask him your question. Very well. Can you tell me about the dead contracts? Do you wish to sign a dead contract? What is it? In exchange for 50 copper commons, dead contract gives the Dustman faction the rights to your corpse after death. Do you wish to sign? I had some other questions. Looking for a journal. You guys have seen no journal. Perhaps search will take you elsewhere. Alright, farewell. There should be a way for me to convince Graveson to up his traveler, meet again. Contract? Okay, I'll sign. Sign there, there, and there. Gain experience. Take a quill in your hand, you begin to scratch your signature in parchment. The quill pen makes strange scritching noises. Touch the parchment like a dagger writing on steel. Try to sign the parchment, however, you notice that it seems to be shifting beneath your pen. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to sign your name. Contract seems to twist from being a dusty pen of parchment to something alive. Mordai, what's with the contract? When you glance up to speak of Mordai, you see the face has been replaced with that of a grinning skull. The rest of the bar seems stopped. The patrons fall silent, freezing like statues. Mordai opens his mouth, and a wisp of dust trails from inside the skull. Mordai? With a rasp, the dust head speaks, dust steaming from his teeth. Sign, but remember, everything has its price. And what can change the nature of a man? Words are a ragged, dead chorus. They're being spoken by 5, 10, 20, hundreds of voices. Young, old, female, male, desperate, calm, hysterical. Nature of a man. As you speak, you suddenly feel faint. The next thing you hear is Mordai's words and his hand upon your shoulder. Sir, are you all right? I thought I lost you for a moment. Try to get my bearings. Sip time has exhaled and resumed natural breathing. The rest of the bar has returned to normal, and Mordai's skull is no longer a death's head. You feel strained pressure inside your skull, as if something desperately wishes service, but cannot. The experience of a death's head that spoke dust, as if you remembered a dozen splinters of memories at once, all stabbing together to create an image, and you know, somehow, that every voice in the death's head spoke belonged to someone, now long dead. Just give me a moment, I'll be fine. While he removes his hand from your shoulder, he looks uneasy, more prospect of losing a customer than any concern of your welfare. Stare at the dusty parchment on the table. You know for a fact it's not the first time you penned your name to a contract. Perhaps not the first time you signed one such as this. Finish signing. Scratch an X across the contract in 3 places Morty indicated, thus making your last mark. Morty's hand lashes out like 2 whips. The left hand sprinkles dust on the parchment to help the ink dry. His right flicks a stream of coppers in your hand, 50 in all. Our business conclusion. Farewell. Morty looks something wrong? Possibly. I don't recall you. Farewell. Now, we could be a little bit of a naughty. And I think you're allowed a little bit of a naughty in order to, like, beat this game. You can sign contracts with everybody. I'm looking to sign one of those dead contracts. Barris nods, left purse small bag of human skin with his right browse forth piece of parchment folded around finger bone. Bag and parchment are laid across the table in front of you. Let's examine the bag. The bag is full of coppers, being be 100 in there. Pick up the parchment and examine it. Contract details the dustman. Sign the parchment. Finish signing, Coppereyes nods the bag to his left. It says the contract vanishes from the table into the folds of his robe. I wanted to ask. Never mind. So we've now got 350. I have some questions for you. Tell me about the dead contract? Sure, I'll sign. Sign the places indicated. Chisel on stone. Try to sign the parchment, however you know it seems to be impervious to your pen. No matter how hard you try, can't seem to pen your name. The ink doesn't seem to want to leave the pen. Emmerich, what's with the contract? When you glance up to speak to Emmerich, see his face has turned to stone. It's become a statue. The rest of the bar seems to be filled with a gray haze. You can no longer make out the rest of the patrons. A faint whisper comes from Emmerich's mouth. His stone lungs were trying to force the breath from his chest. Emmerich? Emmerich's stone lips when you realize not one but many whispers. Sign. But how can its price be set in stolen stone? What could change the nature of a man? Whispering rises to a ragged dead chorus, spoken blah 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 blah. Nature of a man. Try to get your bearings. Emmerich is no longer a statue. See him Wishes surface, but cannot. Look at the parchment again. Even though you've signed both Mortai's and Copperized contracts. Oh, is this the one where we get in trouble for it? Probably. Actually, I'll hold off before signing this. I have some other questions first. I'll take my leave. I mean, I can always sign later. Well, let's go and tell him that we've dealt with the contract. Were you able? Yes, I was able to get the contract from Mortai. Here it is. She looks relieved. Her eyes become misty. Oh, by the powers. You must be a Deva in disguise to do such a thing that you barely know. Give her the contract.
Updated my journal.
Nay, if we could show me husband the contract, say you got it for him, but don't say how. I'd appreciate it. Very well, I'll show it to him then. I'm not going to ask for anything back because that'd give me, evil and, chaotic points. Greetings. Spoke with your wife? Nope. Go ahead and try. Show him the Dustman contract. Pull out the contract. The blood drains out of Augur's face. For a moment, he seems to be at a loss for words. Then his temper quickly resurfaced. Where'd you get that? By the powers, you best tell me. We're not going to tell him about his wife. Let's see here. I think if we just yeah. Yeah, I took it from a dustman named Mortai. It has your name on it. Why'd you bring it to me? To ransom it? Tear up the contract.
My journal.
Tear up the parchment, and Angyr's eyes follow bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. He shudders lightly, then straightens as if a great weight has been lifted off him. Yeah. He looks like he's about to thank you, then stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free, not in the hive, Kata. Might need a favor. And think of a way to pay me. Consider this free and expect a lot of rules of the hives change while I'm around. Angry's angry expression crumbles. He looks tired of fighting his good fortune. I must have prayed to the right powers in the past half month. Yeah, my thanks, Kata, for whatever that's worth. It's worth a great deal to me. Take care, Angyar. Okay. This is the hive's own saint of sods like myself. What can I do for you? I had some questions. Do you mind if I rest here? It's the least I can do. I'll have my wife hand some blankets out for you. Didn't want to rest just yet. Looking for a man named Farah. Do you know where I can find him? Aye, the name be known to me. Not a fond name it either. What can you tell me of him? He's one of them collectors, one with a long shadow. He has quite a few boys at his beck and call. He may not be lord of the realm, but he's smart enough to tangle with lord or no. Know where I can find him?
My journal.
I wouldn't be doing you a favor telling it to you. One of me kin fell into his lot a few months past and spilled some of the dark old Farad. To hear tell, Farad's actually got his kip buried somewhere under Ragpicker Square. Get to it, there's some kind of portal you need to jump through while carrying some junk in your hand. Where is that? A few blocks from here, go straight west from Mortuary Gate. Okay, thanks for the information. Alright.
Done. done.
So we have dealt with contracts, but we've still got other stuff that the people might have an interest in, namely dealing with this arch. And now that we know the sigil, we can enter it. But that'll be for next time. When we come back, well, let's see what we can do in this undead place. Have a good one, folks.